Hey there, I'm Cheryl Vargas, and we're going to have an easy peasy art break. Okay, so for this art break, we are going to do this Bob Ross style scene that I created in 20 minutes. I'm going to see if I can break the record and get it done a little quicker, okay? So here we go. I'm going to bring out this canvas that I'm going to recycle because it made some marks on it, and we don't want a canvas to go to waste, so let's go ahead and make some marks. So the cool thing about painting is using the right tools. And right now I'm using our flat brush, our Studio 928 flat brush. And that is used to cover large areas and also to create straight lines. So if you look, this is a 3/4 inch brush. And it's perfect for painting on this size of canvas, which is a 9x12 canvas. So it's going to help you quickly cover the area that you're working on. And it's also it's also very helpful in making straight lines. Now, along with using the right tool, you want to make sure that you're using the right stroke. When we're covering a large area, the most important thing to remember is that brush strokes, even though in some cases can be very helpful to enhancing the look of your painting, when you're painting a background, you don't necessarily want to see the brush strokes. So notice how I'm going long across the canvas as opposed to stopping in the middle. I'll show you what happens when I stop in the middle. So when I stop in the middle and I'm doing little strokes like this, all of a sudden we get little brush marks, right? We don't necessarily want those little brush marks. Let me tilt this camera a little better so that the light. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my long brush stroke so we don't get those little marks in the center. And we're going to finish this off with some white. We're going to add some white to our phthalo blue, which is one of my favorite colors. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you have a better view. And we're going to add some white because we're going to put a moon in here, just like in the original painting I showed you just a little while ago. So how am I doing on time? Ooh, I should have put my timer on. I could show you we got a fancy little timer here I could use. Where is that? Let's see. Fancy little timer. I'm not seeing it, so I'm going to keep going. Yeah, so now I'm getting lighter towards the bottom because the moon is creating this light, this lighter blue. So I'm going to keep adding some more. And we're going to lighten up the bottom half of our painting. Okay, so I'm about to switch tools now. Notice I'm still making these nice long strokes. Alright, I am rinsing my brush out because that's what we do when we're painting. We keep our brushes in good shape by keeping the paint out of them, and we don't let them sit in the water. Okay, so now I'm going to load my brush up with some black paint. And the trick to using the fan brush is to make sure that the paint is not dripping out of the brush or that you're using too much paint. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my first tree. We're going to start over here on the right hand side of the painting. I'm going to move this over a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. And then I'm just going to start at the top with a little thin line, which is going to be the trunk of my tree. And I'm going to start with the tip of my fan brush. Oops. And I'm just going to start making some evergreen tree branches. So back and forth, back and forth. This is kind of a skinny tree. I don't know if I like the skinny tree. I might have to go back and put some larger branches in. So I like big branches. Now I am doing this wet on wet. Normally I would probably wait until the paint is dry, but I am also trying to break a record here, my own record. So I'm rushing through this. And that's not to say that, it's a good idea to rush your art. Definitely not. But for the sake of social media, I'm going to give this a stab. And I'm going to come down and make my other tree. And this is all with the help of my little fan brush. So I'm going to turn away some light here and see if that doesn't help with the shine. I want less of a shine on there. Okay, so I'm going to come in on the other side because we need some trees on both sides. I'm going to come in and we're going to put in some more trees on this side. And this time I'm going to get really bold with my tree because I just want a big fat evergreen over here. Okay, and I think I'm going to make like a little shoreline, little occurrences of little trees off in the distance, and I'm tilting my brush so that the trees get smaller as I go along. And here as well. We're just going to make some kind of shoreline types of marks. Now, I'm still just using the fan brush. Of course, I could switch this up and use the flat brush that I used a little while ago. But I'm really trying to create the idea of a coastline. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch this light. This is what happens when I don't have my producer in the studio with me. Yeah, you get the idea. Okay, so I'm rinsing my brush, and now I am going to go in with my final brush that I'm going to use today, which is the round brush. The round brush is where the little moon is going to come in. So we're going to do our moon. See how much better that looks without the shine. So with the wetness, you get the shine. So, but this is what we're going for. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and load my brush up with some white, and I'm going to try to do a white little moon right here, but it may be a challenge because the paint is wet and I'm trying to break my own record here. So I'm just going to dab this in and barely try to just not disturb the paint too much, but it looks like it's getting disturbed, so I have to just be a little bit careful. So that's going to be our little moon. And then I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my brush, and I'm going to put in my horizon line, which I'm just going to put right here, really light, just in case I mess it up. I'm just going to put in a really light horizon line. And can make it a little, yeah, it's a little hard to paint on wet, but you get the idea. The idea of this particular video is just to give you an idea that if you're using the right tools, you can create something really cool in a short matter of time. Oh, there, look at that. So I tilted it, it's a little bit better. You can see it a little bit better. So I'm just going to go in along this horizon line. And we're going to put in like some light from the moon. Okay, I like that better. So the moon is so bright that and the waves are coming in. And it's so cool. So really light touches. And yeah, so we did this painting in pretty good. Let's see. I don't know how many minutes that was. Was that 9 minutes? Nobody's going to watch this for 9 minutes. All right. Well, there you have it. There's my my 9-minute Bob Ross painting, which is pretty good considering it took me 20 minutes before, and I did it wet on wet, which typically I would definitely be doing this wet on dry canvas. So there's a moon with a blue center. There you have it. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye. And if you're interested in more, please follow me on the social media channels that I have here somewhere. Let me share those with you. So if you are interested in following, you can follow me here and here.